right. What's up? What's up, YouTube? We are back with another video. It's not looking too good for T.I. and Tiny, so I'm going to give the full breakdown. I actually got my notes for this because this is really full. So the Daily Beast reported that T.I. and Tiny is under investigation for sexual assault. So let's in L.A. and in Nevada. So the woman identity is being anonymous. It's being kept anonymous. Met with detectives virtually in April and claiming that the assault took place back in 2005. The LAPD spokesperson confirmed that the LAPD investigation is active. The second woman filed a police report with similar allegations in Las Vegas earlier this month. Attorney Tyrone A. Blackman is have filed a report. Is pretty much, to sum it all up, is kidnapping, terroristic threats, and false imprisonment. T.I. and Tiny deny all allegations. Now, this is what the first victim alleged. She says she first was introduced to T.I. and Tiny, a man handing out flyers in the mall. And later, she was invited to a club where the couple would be the next night, T.I. and Tiny. She had 2 drinks before she accepted a sip of Tiny's Patron drink. She was invited to T.I. and Tiny hotel room with another woman at the club. T.I. and Tiny, when rapper suggested that when they was in the hotel room, he suggested that they go in the restroom and freshen up. Tiny was naked. This is according to the Daily Beast. Tiny was naked and took all the victim clothes off. T.I. came in the bathroom naked. All 3 of them got into the shower naked. T.I. told the victim she looked better, get this, naked. T.I. put on a pornographic show and handed the victim a bottle of baby oil to rub on her body. Tiny sat on the victim's back and was sliding up and down the victim's back, and while they both was naked. She said when she said she lost memory sitting on the last memory she had, she was sitting on the couch. She woke up to a sore yoni, burning and itching sensation. So this is looking real serious with T.I. and Tiny. Now it's just not women, Sabrina, just talking. They are literally filing police reports about this situation. At first I said, I do not believe it. I don't believe it at all. They just some freaks. But it looks to though that these reports are looking very credible, that they like to drug their victims. And this is the thing. And this is so sad. I want to say this, and I want y'all to hear me. I want y'all to, the 55 people that are literally watching this live, that they are drugging the victims. And my thing is this, and it sounds like the lady had an STD, a STI, well, STD, STI, whatever you want to put it, that somebody had an STD, whether it was Tiny, whether it was T.I., or whether it was both. The sad part of this is, if this is true, that here you is, Tiny, a millionaire. Here you is, T.I., a millionaire. And you mean to tell me 2 millionaires are raping and drugging their victims? Why in the world you just want to offer money if you want to ram your peen in that puss? You don't have to take advantage. You can pay the person to do it and it won't be a problem. But just drugging them and without their knowledge, that's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. And that is not cool to do, because you don't have to do that. You are 2 people as millionaires. T.I. is a millionaire and Tiny is a millionaire. So you mean to tell me that y'all, in one of the cases in Nevada, the victim met them in 2010. She was headed to the restroom. And while she was headed to the restroom, Tiny asked, do you want to go to our hotel room and link up with us? And she agreed. And she was, according to this victim, was raped. So my point is this. Why in the world are you raping and drugging women when you got this money? I'm just like, I just don't understand. Are they really predators? Are we looking at T.I. and Tiny as predators? And if so, they need to be canceled. If you are out here drugging women, you should be canceled. You shouldn't be allowed to do a show called Family Hustle. Because if you out here doing that, you don't need a show. You need to be in prison. And this is so sad that now the police is involved. This ain't just a case yesterday where somebody run into YouTube and run into Instagram and telling their story. This is actually with a police matter where the police in Nevada is involved, as well as the Los Angeles Police Department is involved in investigating this case. So this is really sad. So both victims, I don't think they know each other. They had similar stories of T.I. and Tiny. So this is really serious. And it all started when Sabrina got them together on social media. Now, probably what happened, if this is true, if Sabrina was telling the truth, if she was telling the truth from day one, that she knew that they were doing this and she was okay with it. And once they turned on her, then she started singing to social media that she probably knew this behavior was going on. But since she was cool with them and everything was cool, she had nothing else to say. But now that they're not cool anymore, now this situation is going on. And this is really sad because now these victims are dealing with this, and you could have really told on them early on, but you didn't want to because you were cool with them. You were getting to the club. You were associated with them. Your kids with T.I., the kids called T.I. that's their goddaddy and etc. But once they turn against you, now you singing. And this is something. Now, I think T.I. and Tiny should definitely, they're denying these allegations, but this is the reason why this should be fully investigated, and I support that the LAPD is investigating this, and I definitely support the Nevada police for investigating this as well, because this is something that needs to be investigated. And I hope all the facts are being out. But as of right now, it's not looking too good. This is literally painted into a Bill Cosby situation. And I thought I would never say it about T.I. and Tiny, but this is turning into a Bill Cosby situation. And if they did it to these two victims that I reported on, how many more victims exist? If we are reporting on these two victims, how many more victims exist in this situation? And this is something that I want to know. How many? Is it two? Is it 10? Is it 100? Because if you're going back all the way to 2005 and 2010, how many was it 2 years ago? How many was it 6 months ago? How many was it 8 months ago? Because this is something. And where there's smoke in this situation, there's fire. And so the attorney, what's the attorney name? Blackburn, did I get his name right? The attorney is definitely representing Tyrone A. Blackburn. Because at first I was like, oh, I don't believe this. Tiny and T.I. is just freaks. I was right about the freaks, but they're freaks, but they like their prey to be drunk or even under the influence with drugs. And that is a predator. If you are doing that, you are not a normal person. If you give a person drugs and you give a person alcohol and put something into their drink. Now, they think they drinking Patron, but you got Coke, you got all PCP, whatever type of drugs. I don't even know all the drugs. And it's just really sad. It's really, really sad. So this situation, you all will be hearing more of this. I'm definitely going to keep you all updated on this story. The reason why I'm doing a video in the car, because I'm on my lunch break, I said, hey, let me come and just break this story down, because some of my team members and some of the producers, they were sending me this story, and I said, wow, I really, really want to get into this story, because at first I'm like, they are just freaks. It's no way in the world that T.I. and Tiny are doing this, but I was right about the freaky part. but they are predators if this is true, if they are doing it with somebody on drugs and stuff like that. And this other piece that really made it so weird for me, that the lady said she woke up to an itchy vagina and a burning vagina, meaning that not only did you rape this woman, you possibly could have gave her a STI or STD. Or you had some bad peen or bad puss or whatever the situation is. That, it's just really sad. So the Daily Beast, the full story is on the Daily Beast. They broke this story down. In their report, they said they looked over the police reports. I did not look at the police reports, so I'm just giving you the reporting of this situation. So this is really sad, and I know some people in here, I don't want to believe this about T.I. and Tiny because they're rich, and they could have easily just paid somebody, and they could have done all the freaky deaky things they could have did and could have just paid that person. So I don't understand, why would you, force a woman inside a plate and drug her and do these things. So Sabrina is just as wrong as T.I. and Tiny. And let me tell you why. Because if this was going on, you was quiet about it. You ain't say nothing about it. You didn't get on the platform and defended it and said some years earlier. It's like you knew this and you were quiet. So I questioned, did Sabrina do something with these victims? And I also want to know, did Shekinah know anything about these victims? Because Shekinah said that Sabrina would recruit some of the girls to do stuff in the bedroom. So my thing is this, Sabrina, were you a recruiter? And did you recruit the drugs inside these women's drinks? You know what I'm saying? So this situation it's like, wow. And when I'm assuming that it's probably a network of people, it's probably not just T.I. and Tiny, because in these type of cases, it's not really just them. It's other people that knew about it and stay silent. But as of right now, it seems as though that it's just T.I. and Tiny will just use their celebrity to get some yoni against their will that they don't, you know what I'm saying, and will get, against their will. And it's just really sad because you don't have to do this. You don't have to do it. Yeah, she's very complicit, because you mean to tell me, and this is something, and I heard this about Nelly, that they recruited a girl for Nelly. And Nelly, is this true? Is this to me, this industry is a sick industry. What do y'all recruit somebody for Nelly? Nelly could get somebody off his looks alone, off his power alone. And it's not even about that. I just think you have some sick people in this world that don't care, that want to force themselves on people, and that resist, that turns them on. So I don't really think it's about, you could easily pay for it and got a prostitute to do all these things, but your turn on is getting somebody drunk and getting somebody drugged up on drugs. That turns you on, and that's sick. That is really sick. That's really sick. So we should definitely see how this situation going on. This is not just about Sabrina. These about these two victims that have filed a police report. One have met with the LAPD back in April virtually. So, and that incident took place in 2005. Then it's another case that happened 5 years later from there in 2010, and she had a similar account that she was raped and drugged by T.I. and Tiny. It's really sad. So I'm going to keep you all updated on this case. This is really sad because these are victims and they have been victimized. And my prayer is that the police investigate and get to the facts, and we really get to know more facts in this situation. But as of right now, we just have police reports. But that don't mean that T.I. and Tiny is guilty. But right now, it's painting a narrative that they out here doing what Bill Cosby was doing for decades. So we should definitely see how this situation is definitely going to turn out when it comes to this. And I'm definitely going to keep you all updated on this story, because this story definitely needs to be talked about and discussed and everything like that. So I'm going to just do a poll for my audience that's here already. How many in the chat believe that this is real? press 1. If you believe in this, that T.I. and Tiny did this, and you believe these allegations are true, press 1. If you do not believe that this stuff have happened, press 2. Press 1 if you believe that this have happened. Press 2, you do not believe. Okay? Press 1 if you believe. Press 2, you do not believe. Oh my gosh, we got a lot of people that believe in this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at the poll of the people. Look at the poll of the people. Just look. Oh my gosh. It's a lot of people that press 1 in this situation. It's a lot of people that press 1 in this. It's something. They said 1, unfortunately. Wow. Let me sip some of my water. Think they all do it in Hollywood. It's like a split. So the people that are just coming in, it's not going to be a lengthy live. I just wanted to just give y'all that piece. Also, too, I want to personally thank y'all. Yesterday's live was lit. Y'all gave y'all opinion. And one thing that I like about this show, if you do not agree with Wiley, let me know. Now, I do apologize because one of the callers wanted to call in and I was over talking her and I should have allowed her to get her point across. So I do apologize to that caller. And we're going to try not to we're going to try not to overtalk our guests that's on the show. So I do apologize for that particular guest that called in. So we're going to make sure today we're not probably going to do a live because I do a double today and I think I do a double tomorrow. And then I got to be in Chicago. So we're going to try to do some lives in Chicago and stuff like that. So hopefully my mom got some internet connection. Hope she got some internet connection. Hopefully that my phone works there. Hopefully she got some internet connection. Okay, just hopefully. Wiley, you're awesome. I love your show. Thank you. So we should definitely I will be sending T.I. and Tiny a DM to see if they're gonna respond to the DM to see if this have happened. You know what I'm saying? So we should definitely see it. And I just think they need to just close their bedroom doors and just keep it between them. But I think if this is true, then Tiny probably did it to keep T.I. I think that she did it to keep her husband. Because her husband probably got an appetite of doing it with all type of women. And they wanted to get real freaky. And they probably was introduced to this by some other couple. And they probably kept the behavior going. So we just don't know because we weren't in those rooms. We're just judging now that we have the situation where the police reports are out. And I know some people are going to criticize me and say, Wiley, okay, now you believe these victims will make it make sense. What I'm saying is these victims went to the police and they gave their account. So my prayer is that the police get to the facts and get to the root of this so we can come to a conclusion whether T.I. and Tiny did this. So hopefully they have some other tangible evidence that happened. Probably they're going to have to get collaborative stories of other like friends or families that they have told, maybe some medical records to show that it was some tearing or some damage to the private area. So we should definitely see about that. Okay. Let me get it special so long. I'm going to have to watch the replay to see what they did now. Yes, definitely watch the replay and hear what these new victims are alleging that had happened and that they went to the LAPD and they went to the Nevada Police Department. So we definitely should keep updated on that. Okay. Wow. That's all I got to say about that. They say I think Candy did similar activities. Allegedly, I heard that Candy would do stuff like that. I heard that she have dungeons and that she do all this stuff. I heard. Now I don't know how true that is. I say I heard because it could be false. Okay, it could be false. Even with this CI time, they could be making this all up. But we shall see how this police investigation is going to go. Okay, this story that never ends. Everybody ain't lying. Yeah, this story is going to pick up more legs because once they start going to police, we should definitely see how many more cases are going to come up because of this. And this is the thing to Ti. Let me just tell you, like Ti and Tiny, y'all in trouble with this. I don't know how y'all gonna clean this up. And they have already pulled their show on VH1, so we should definitely see um, how this case is going to play out, and to see if they're going to serve any criminal charges are going to be brought against them. So we should definitely do it. So they have to prove that this happened, and we should see how this is going to go. I definitely want to see how this is going to go. So we're going to keep you all updated on this case. And thank you so very much. I'm Wally. Make sure you all thumbs up the video and comment and subscribe. All right. Thank you all so very much. And T.I. and Tiny, y'all should come on the Wally Show and explain these actions and explain what happened. Explain that y'all do this. We should definitely know. All right. Peace. Well, I hope everyone in this get justice. Yes. Yes. They got to prove it. I agree with y'all. Y'all are right about that. Oh, let me make this announcement really quickly. If you want to be notified when I go live, because I know some people in here, we almost got 200 people added to the list. But if you want to get notified when I go live, you could just text The Wally Show to 833-760-1691. Text The Wally Show to 833-760-1691. Just The Wally Show, one word, and you could definitely be notified when I go live. So we'll definitely see you all there. All right, y'all. Peace.